So let's talk about anal sex between couples. A lady actually wrote to me via my DM and told me that her husband wanted to have anal sex with her. So she was seeking my advice to know if it's something she should go on with, if it's something that is right, if it's something that she can try. Now, let me explain something to you. When it comes to your union, your marriage, it is you and your spouses that know what you want to do with yourself. That's why they say marriage is a sacred entity. If you want to, your husband wants anal sex and you want it to, the most important thing is that it should be consensual. In as much as he wants it, you should also want it to. It shouldn't be something that is forcing you to do against your will. A lot of couples actually do have anal sex and they do enjoy it. The fact is that the world has evolved and a lot of people have become so experimental when it comes to sex. A lot of people have gone far and wild. They've used different objects, down to animals, different things just to get pleasure. Yes. So if your husband says that he wants anal sex and you don't want anal sex, you tell him, baby, I don't feel like it. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. But if you something you want to try, it could be adventurous between the both of you. But personally, for me, as a relationship therapist, I'm against anal sex because I feel that is not the right place that God in the Bible, if we want to use religion, asks us. That's not the best way God asks us to enjoy sex. Your anus is where you get your physics from. And sometimes you could be having anal sex with somebody and the person could just poo. I don't know how it works for a lot of people who do anal sex. They said they do douching or whatever they do. But the anus is for pooing, it's for a different, stuff. So I don't know so much about anal sex because I've never necessarily done anal sex before. So I always tell any of my clients who come around and who want to ask me about anal sex, I'll just tell them, if you want to try it with your husband, it's fine. I would even prefer you try it with your husband than your boyfriend and see how it goes. You guys could read about it, Google about it. There are lots of movies that you can watch on Google that can help you guys, spice up your sex life. Some men are very adventurous in nature. They want to try a lot of stuff. And that's why you see a lot of them who are not bold enough to talk to their wives about this. They go and get it outside. But maybe because your husband doesn't want to go outside, he wants to try it with you. But if you don't like it, feel free to tell him, baby, I don't want to try this. It's not part of what I want to do in my life. Then he can go out and meet people who want to have the anal sex. Because there are lots of ladies out there who actually enjoy anal sex. Why force you that don't enjoy it or that don't want it just because you're his wife? That's my opinion on that. It should be consensual. Whatever you do in your bedroom, as couples, as husband and wife, remains in your bedroom. You're not even supposed to tell anybody what transpires in your bedroom. I think that is the beautiful memories. That's what's called memories. Memories is what you and I can remember and we smile, and people don't even understand why we're smiling, but we know why we're smiling. Yes, it's the memories that we share together. Those beautiful memories that people do not know about. It was just between the two of us in our dark room. Those crazy things that we did in the dark. That's the beautiful memories. By the time for you to start even asking the question, should I do anal or should I not do anal sex? It simply means you don't want to do it. It's not your thing. And if it's not your thing, leave it. Don't force yourself to do something you might end up regretting, because there are still health conditions concerning anal sex. So you need to read more about it if you want to engage in it. Google it, read more about it, look for the health benefits, look for the health hazard, look for the implications, what might go wrong. Because some people say when you start to have anal sex for the first time and you don't know how to do it, your butt or your anus might start leaking. You have to start wearing pampers. I'm not very vast about that because I'm not interested in anal sex. I'm only saying if your husband wants to try anal sex with you I think it's something you guys need to sit down, study about, read about. He needs to tell you how he wants to go about it, because the vagina can expand to the point that it can give forth a human being. I don't know about the anus, how much the anus can take. I don't know if you're going to bleed as you're going to bleed when probably you're being deflowered or your hermes have been broken. I don't know so much about anal sex. So I advise you to read about it, do your research. People who have, engaged in it, how did they start? For the learners, are there something that you need to do before you start the anal sex? Do you need to poo? I don't know. Do you need to douche? Some people call it, I don't know what they call it. You need to poo like 1 hour before then, take a lot of water. Because I don't know how a penis is going to go in through an anus and poo is not going to come out. So that's why I said you need to read about it. Because a lot of people who actually do this anal sex, poo don't come out. So we don't know what they use. We don't know what they do. So find time to read about it and do research. But make sure it is consensual. It's not something you're going to do in future and you start to regret it and start to feel bad about it and say, oh, my husband compelled me. If you know you don't like it, just like me, I don't like anal sex. You can't even say that around me. It disgusts me. I hate anal sex. So if you're like me, I say it pump and plain. Anal sex, not with me. You can go try it with someone else. Having anal sex with me, personally, I feel cheap, because that's not the right place for a woman to have sex. It's your private part, it's your vagina, not my anus. My anus is for pooing. And even God in the Bible didn't like homosexualism, didn't like that. I think that was why he even destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. I think so, because they were, exhibiting some sexual rubbish, and God was very angry with them. So, if you're married and you want to go on this experiment of anal sex, feel free. So long, I prefer you do it with your husband than with a boyfriend. But if you try it and you feel it's something you want to continue, fine. If you try it and you feel it's something you don't like, then you let it go. Do you understand? But I want you to read about the health implications first, so that you don't go hurting yourself. Mm? So find out time, do research. There are lots of things that Google can give you. There are lots of things that Google can give to you. So read about it, do your research, and trust me, you're going to get something lucrative, I guess, to be able to help you starters. Because I don't think as a starter you can just penetrate like that. There might be something you need to use, like lubricants and all those stuff. So when you do research, you could find some nice lubricants that they could tell you to buy to help, soften the place. I don't know how it works. And that's why I'm asking you to read about it. Use your phones, use your iPads, and do research about anal sex. Look for the implications about anal sex. Look for the benefits. Look for the enjoyment. What kind of pleasure they derive. Is it the same pleasure they derive from vagina sex? Let's get to know the difference. Me, I'm not interested, so I don't read about such. So since your husband have brought this to you, I think it's time for you to begin to study about it, for you to know if it's something you want to try, if it's something you don't want to try. Remember, men are very adventurous in nature, and